Hey guys, Kurt Henninger here, and in this video I wanted to show you, one of my biggest mistakes that I did. And, the title of this one is How to Avoid Paying the $618.88 Advertising Newbie Stupid Tax. And I'll get into that here in a little bit, okay? So, one of the absolute best ways out there to advertise online is to use something known as pay-per-click advertising. And you might or might not have heard what it is, and I'll get into that in a little bit. And I had heard about it, and I was excited, and I jumped right in and got started right away. And I thought, man, I'm gonna I'm gonna go get all kinds of leads for my business, advertise my business, make a ton of money online. And I didn't think too much about it, what I was doing. I just jumped in and went ahead and did it. And I bet some of you thought this too. Thought the same thing. I'm going to jump into pay-per-click advertising, and some of you might even heard horror stories about people losing hundreds or thousands of dollars in advertising with pay-per-click. And I personally, I spent, here's the true story here, I spent $618.88 before I even made my first penny using pay-per-click marketing. And I want to show you what I did and how to avoid that, okay? And now I definitely make more money than I make more money than I spend on pay-per-click marketing. And my biggest mistake was I bid on keywords, and pay-per-click marketing is all based on keywords. And I bid on keywords that were way too expensive. I just I saw all the traffic I could get, and my eyes started dilating and everything, and I just started I bid on keywords that were way too expensive. And I want to show you, I want to give you a way to get some really cheap keywords to bid on for you to go ahead and get started. And this is what I want to show you, what most people do and what I did and how to avoid that. And I'm going to show you 3 of my best keyword secret sources that are out there that I use all the time. I use them every day. And all of them are free and don't cost a dime to use. And plus I want to show you a cool little feature on a popular one that most people don't even know about, and it'll help you save a lot of money. And basically what I want you to do is have you avoid the same mistakes that I did, so you can start making some money in pay-per-click advertising right away. So why don't we go ahead and get started here. So our first stop here is, this is on Google, and I already went ahead and did a search. I typed in the keyword, and that home business is a keyword. And I went ahead and typed it into the Google search, into Google already. And I want to show you what pay-per-click ads are. So Google, when you type in a search word, is basically divided into 2 areas. What is a paid search word and what is not a paid search word. And we're going to be talking about the paid ones here. So I typed in, home business, and the ones at the top over here, see where it says sponsored links. Those are paid words, and those are pay-per-click words. And the one over on the right are all the way down to the right-hand side are they are pay-per-click words. And how pay-per-click works is essentially you bid on certain words, and if somebody types those words into Google, your advertisement shows up. Simple as that. And you only pay when somebody clicks on the advertisement. So for the example here, this ad could show up 1,000 times and you don't pay anything unless somebody clicks on that ad. So that's the beauty behind pay-per-click advertising. But let me show you here something here real quick. And this is the Google Keyword Tool, and it's a free tool. And all you have to do, let's type in Google Keyword Tool into Google. Okay, so Google Keyword Tool, and this is how you get it. And it's the top one up at the top of the results, and it's a great keyword research tool. And how to use it is, let's type in a sample one here. A sample keyword, and it searches for other related keywords that are related to that word home business. And I have to type in this little thing here. Okay, type get keyword ideas. Just take a second for the results to pop up. So what happens is I typed in the word home business, and all these other related keyword terms popped up. Okay, you see all these. You go down to the bottom. Okay, there's 134 of them that popped up, and this is exactly what I did. And I bid on, I started bidding on all these different kinds of keywords. So the first thing I want to show you how to do is how to find out how much they actually cost before you actually bid on them. And basically what I did is I went into the choose columns to display menu and typed in show hide. I show the estimated average cost per click. Okay, so what popped up was the average cost per click, and you can see for the keyword $3.27. So every time somebody types in the word home-based business on a search term and they click on that term, the advertiser spends $3.27. And I'll tell you, if you're bidding on keywords like that, you're going to lose money very, very, very fast. And that is how I went ahead. Yeah, that's how I lost $618. I was advertising on words like this. Okay, way, way too expensive. But let me show you a cool way so that you can avoid paying, as expensive for expensive keywords like that. So you just click on the estimated average cost per click, and it sorts it by cost. So you can see these keywords right here, and this is granted, this is just an estimate. It sorts them from lowest to highest, and all these right here, it estimates that you're going to pay, and this estimate isn't always 100% accurate, but it estimates that you're going to pay about 5 cents a click every time somebody clicks on those. So that is a great way to find some really cheap keywords for you to get started with. Another great keyword research tool is Alexa. And Alexa is basically a website ranking and directory service. And let's go in here real quick. Down at the bottom there's something, a web directory. Click on business, and under that it's going to have a bunch of subcategories. And then click on opportunities, and basically what this is, this ranks all of the different business opportunities by popularity on the internet. And each one of these are keywords that come out, you can bid on a much, much cheaper basis than that word home business that we were talking about before. And the next cool thing I want to show you is a lot of times people will type in words like home business. Okay, and they'll misspell it. They might, type in something like that. Okay, and a really cool way to take advantage of that, and maybe, quite a few people misspell things when they type in search terms, and a cool way to capitalize on that is something known as a typo generator. So basically how to find that is just type in typo generator. Oops, see, I misspelled that. Okay, typo generator. And click on search, and I like using this one right here from SEO Book, and let's open it up. And basically what this does, this generates a list of typos for any kind of word you're bidding on. So let's type in home business, and we want to find out skip letters, double letters, reverse letters, all these different variations here. Press generate typos, and boom, it comes up with a huge list of potential misspelled words that people misspell all the time based on these different variations right here. And you'll find that these are cheap. You can bid on these words and you'll get clicks for a lot less than that $3.27 or $2.90 term that you might have been on before. And so those are three of my secret ways that I come up with cheap keywords to bid on. Again, if you're interested in pay-per-click advertising, or if you've done it in the past and lost a lot of money at it, use those tools to go ahead and find some cheap keywords to bid on and get out there and start generating some leads for yourself. Again, this is Kurt Henninger. Hope you got something out of this. Have a good day.